welcome or welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on my video and spending part of your day with me. It truly means the world. Thank you for being here, bestie. So today we are going to sip on a caffeinated beverage, aka my shaken espresso latte, all right? Also, I have a feeling that this is going to be very long, very chatty, so make sure to grab a drink, maybe a snack, put this on in the background, but we're going to be talking about my fall TBR. Now this is very ambitious. It's very ambitious. I'm telling you that right now. I'm probably not going to read all of these books, but I am so excited. Fall is the cozy season. It's kind of where life slows down a little bit, maybe. Right before it gets really busy, if you know what I'm talking about, right before the holidays. So I thought, what better way to sit down, spend part of my afternoon with you, and just chat about some of the books that I have physically right here. This is a large stack of books, but then there's also a dozen books that aren't released yet or are released that I don't have yet that I would like to read in the fall season. So enough of my chit chatter. We're gonna go ahead and kind of zip through these. Now, I always like to preface, I like to go into books as blind as possible, so I'm only going to briefly say what I know about it, and then I would love if you were to comment down below what needs to be prioritized, like ASAP, and what books either don't fit the season or I should just put off, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm hoping that there are 5-star reads in here. All right, let's just fingers crossed that some of these are 5 stars, and let's go ahead and get into it. All right, the first one is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I tried reading this last year and I DNF'd it because it just wasn't the right time. I wasn't in the right mood. I got to page 26 and I was like, this isn't what I'm in the mood for, and I don't want to force myself to read something that potentially I could love later. So we're gonna try it out. I also have the second book in the trilogy. I couldn't help myself. So this is the first book. All I know is about Gwendolyn, I think, Emily Wilde and Wendell Bambleby, and it says Professor journeys to a small town in the far north to study fairy folklore and discovers dark fae magic, friendship, and love in the start of this heartwarming and enchanting new fantasy series. Sounds like a cozy time. Next, Air of Fire. This is just preferencing. I would like to really get through and make progress on the Throne of Glass series. This is the next book in what I have left. So, Air of Fire, however, continuing this series. Air of Fire, the heir of ash and fire bows to no one. And she's thick, but I'm just taking my time with Sarah J. Maas, all right? I'm in no rush to get through it because I can only read this series for the first time once. So, loving it. Can't wait to get back into this world. Jessa Hastings, Into the Dark. Yeah, I feel like this is going to just be emotional. It's going to be heart-wrenching, and it's going to be bittersweet finishing Magnolia and BJ's story. But, I mean, the fall time is just giving sadness and feeling something, so this is a good option for that. But she's chunky, and I've been putting this off. It's time. The time is now. Hunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. Yeah, this is the second book in the cat and mouse duet. I've heard that this one is so much more unhinged. It's crazy. The last one literally had, the ending has stayed in my brain. Like, I was shook and I am scared, and I'm just curious to see how this is all going to wrap up. So I thought that this would be a perfect October time kind of read. Finishing a duology. Boom. Alright, well now I think we're going to start a series, but it is Rush of Ravens by Abigail Breyer. I picked this up to support like a small indie published author. It's actually sold at Barnes & Noble, so shout out to you, Miss Abigail. But it just says, warrior, shield maiden, cursed. She will do anything to protect them, including the one thing she swore she would never do. That's all I know. I don't really know much, but I would love to support and read something that's a little bit more under the radar, not so hyped up. We have Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. This is the second book in the Farseer trilogy. I absolutely loved, more than I expected, the Assassin's Apprentice. So I would love to get back into the world. Robin Hobb's like fantasy writing is just, it feels old-timey, very classical, but also very easy to read. So I've heard that it only picks up in this book, which I'm excited for. This book is somewhat new to my TBR. It is If We Were Villains by ML Rio. I actually bought this at my library's used bookstore for like, I think $1, maybe $2. And I think this would be like my first true dark academia book. And I think that just sounds like the perfect time to read. So, a rare and extraordinary novel. There were 7 of us then, 7 bright young things with wide, precious futures ahead of us. Until that year, we saw no farther than the books in front of our faces. So, yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about it. Damn, that prologue. Oh, does it go by, like, each person? I have no idea. Let me know if you've read this. I feel like this is really highly anticipated. We're gonna do Fearless by Lauren Roberts. This is, again, I say it every video, but this is a brick of a book, and it's the final trilogy for this series. It's, yeah, I'm curious to see what Peyton Kai and what is the king's name? I should not be looking this deep into the book without. Yeah, see, I don't know. I don't want to spoil it for myself. I feel like everyone else and their mom has read this, and I need to understand, and I need to not cross this series off my series tracker. Another book that I don't have, but I'll pop up right now, is Fearful, the last novella, and I would love to get the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition because I have the rest of the series, but why is it blue? Why would they switch it to blue? I don't know, like, that irks me. That really irks me, but Fearful. It's the last novella. It's the last thing that we're going to get, pretty sure, from this Fearless or Powerless trilogy. And my battery is going to die, so I will be right back. Okay, we're back. We're rolling. Now we have a bunch of Book of the Month books. So I feel like this could be a reading vlog within itself. But we have Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. I don't know if this is the last book. I don't know if she's intending to expand on this kind of paranormal, gothic, very spicy, romantic-y. I don't know. But I read Phantasma, and yeah, it was Phantasma. I don't know why I second-guessed myself. But yeah, let's get through another kind of interconnected series. All I know is it's different. It follows the female main character from Phantasma in this one, and she has her own romance story with some kind of otherworldly person. It says, "Welcome to Enchantra. There's only one rule. Never ever trust your heart." Yeah, let me know if you read this and where I should prioritize it in this very extensive, very ambitious fall TBR. Again, I don't really know much about these books. I apologize if that is annoying. Now I am just making sure that my pile of books actually doesn't like topple on top of me. Next one is Bare Bones and the Midnight Soil by B.E. Schwab. I don't know, it's like right here. It's right here. If you can see, I have a little Invisible Life of Annie LaRue shrine because I love that book, and I've heard that it's kind of slow, but you get really connected with these 3 women. They all have their own kind of like character arc, I think. It's historical. It says this story is about hunger in 1532. We have this story is about love in 1827, and we have this story is about rage 2019 in Boston. This is a story about life, how it ends, and how it starts. All I've heard is it's lesbian, gothic vampires. So there's this, very highly anticipated. Yeah, very excited, and the cover is just beautiful. Silver Elite by Danny Francis. I was super excited for this, and then I just kind of added more things to my TBR, and my physical TBR right here. Yeah, I'm curious to see where I stand on it. I feel like this has been kind of controversial. It's very dystopian, potentially written by AI. I have no idea. I'm very arrogant or ignorant when it comes to stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a gorgeous cover, spread edge moment. And my name is Ren Darlington. I've been hiding who I am my entire life. Today will be no different. In the first book of a sizzling dystopian romance series, psychic gifts are a death sentence. There are rules to survival. Trust no one, lie to everyone, and whatever you do, don't fall for your greatest enemy. So that's all I really know about this book, and I feel like it really popped off on Book Talk and Book Instagram. So adding that to my ambitious TBR. In the last book of the month book we have is Immortal Consequences by Ivy Marie. This is my most recent book of the month addition to my TBR. It says some fates are worse than death, and it has 6 rivals, 1 victor. Eternity is the only beginning. And it says, welcome to Blackwood Academy, the legendary school located on the fringes of afterlife. Once a pupil enters the academy arched gates, there is no way out except for the decennial, a once-in-a-decade celebration in which a single worthy student is tested and given a choice: graduate and join the Blackwood's magical elite, or cross over the mysterious other side. This time, though, the rules have changed. This decennial isn't a celebration, it's a competition, and there can only be one victor. Sounds fun, right? And I think this cover is stunning, and the sprayed edges are like really pretty roses, flowers, I don't know. Okay, and then that was like immediately books that came to my mind. Some honorable mentions off of my physical TBR include When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I don't know when the next book is coming out, so I've been kind of slow to get to it just because I don't want to get super invested and then have to wait a year, but that's fine. It says, the best-selling sensation When the Moon Hatched is a fast-paced fantasy romance featuring an immersive, vibrant world with mysterious creatures, a unique magic system, and a love that blazes through the ages. It has like a little dragon on the front, and this is some of the artwork. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I'm so intrigued by this book, and is there like a whole glossary? Did I make that up? Is that a different book? No, this literally has like an entire glossary. Yeah, glossary. Time and age explained, has characters, vocabulary. I'm intrigued, and I'm intimidated by her, but why not throw it on here? You know, it's, I think, approaching a year since I've had this, and it needs to be read. It could be a 5-star, you know? Then we have Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. I have the entire trilogy because when I worked at Barnes, I had no self-restraint, I guess, and I just bought books that I've heard about, and yeah. So I've heard amazing. I think Tiffany Leanne is obsessed with this series. She thinks it's like her favorite series ever, so I would love to get into it. It says, 2 sisters, 1 brutal murder, a quest for vengeance that will unleash hell itself, and an intoxicating romance. There's Amelia and Victoria. That's funny. I think basically there's one of them is murdered and she just goes and befriends a monster of some sort. On the back it says, I understood why some thought kissing one of the wicked was addictive. Each time his tongue touched mine, it felt as if the ground beneath me quaked, like we were a cataclysmic event that we shouldn't be. Interesting. I don't know. Hopefully I can get to this fall. And then kind of along the same lines as Throne of Glass, this is the Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I would actually like to read this and The Final Gambit. Again, I bought the whole trilogy. So let's just make progress through series. I feel like this would be a really good palate cleanser, very fast paced, and I enjoyed the first one. So I liked it enough to continue. It says, you weren't just a part of their game. And it says, mystery, riches, romance, betrayal, 2 can play this game. Yeah, very excited. Very excited, and I love Jennifer Lynn Barnes' writing, and I think that would be good. So I just kind of blew through my physical, kind of ambitious TBR. Now we're gonna go through my fall releases TBR on my notes app. These are books I don't have yet. They are up and coming releases. Some of them are already out, the first 3 are, but let's just try to speed through these two. I'm going to pop up a picture and I'm going to read kind of a little description about each. If you don't want to know anything, maybe skip ahead a little bit each book I talk about. But the first one is Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. This is the prequel to Divine Rivals duology. I literally, like, when I first read Divine Rivals, it was like a out-of-body experience, 5-star, loved it. And then Ruthless Vows came out and I wasn't obsessed with it, but I just loved the conclusion to the story. So now that we're getting a prequel, I'm very excited, except the description kind of confused me. I thought this book talked about the gods, but I don't think it is. I could be mistaken, but it says, Matilda, the youngest goddess of the Underrealm, hides a dangerous secret behind her modest messenger magic. In a world where gods kill for power, her survival depends on secrecy until she collides with Vincent of Beckett, the mortal boy who once dreamed of her and has since hardened into a cynical lord. When fate reunites them beyond dreams, Matilda must decide if she can challenge the brutal legacy of the gods and risk one thing she fears most, opening herself to love. Sounds like it's going to be a little heartbreaking, but hopefully there's a good conclusion within there. What is this, another series? I don't know. Then we have People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. This is already out, and it says, in this sexy and emotional romance from the acclaimed author of Out of the Woods and Out on a Limb, a small-town woman's journey to spread her wings intertwines with the arrival of an adventurous newcomer who brings out the best in her. I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of hype. I've been seeing it all over Book Talk and book Instagram, really, but I don't know. I want to understand the hype. Again, I already talked about Fearful by Lauren Roberts. It says it's set during the time of Fearless. A mysterious figure arrives in the kingdom of Ilia to witness the fight for the throne and the price it costs those to sworn to defend the land in this beautiful and heart-wrenching story. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a different perspective, another POV. All I know is the Powerful novella broke me. That was like 10 out of 10. I wish we got more. I wish that was part of the, like, yeah, I don't know. It could have been a full-fledged novel in my opinion, and I would have loved it more than Powerless. So I have high hopes for this other novella. The next book we have is Tourist Season by Bryn Weaver. I don't know if you can see right here, but I have the entire trilogy for, what was the first book? Butcher and Blackbird. Oh my god, I loved this book. Like, I was cackling. It was spicy in all the good ways. I don't know. I loved it. And then as the trilogy went on, I wasn't as obsessed. Like, Butcher and Blackbird is just chef's kiss. Loved it. So the fact that we're getting another trilogy by the same author, I'm very intrigued. This could be, again, one of those situations where I love the first one and then the rest of the series kind of falls out. But I loved the found family and the humor, and yeah, I just really loved what Bryn Weaver did in that. So this one, Tourist Season, comes out September 23rd. It says it's a darkly funny, slow burn, enemies to lover romance where destruction and desire are balanced on the edge of a blade, and where love is most dangerous battleground of all. Sounds like a good time. And then the next book is What Fury Brings by Trisha Levenseller. Again, this comes out September 23rd, and it says she makes her adult debut in What Fury Brings, a sexy, empowering romantasy featuring a warrior general who must kidnap and train a husband in order to take her rightful place as queen. Forced proximity, marriage of convenience. I mean, what more? What more can I ask for? I have very high hopes for this. I'm pretty sure I have the arc for it, so I'm like, yes, sign me up. I'm so excited. Then we have Soul Searching by Lila Sage. This comes out September 30th. And I think this is like a very different spin compared to her Done and Dusted series, but it says, or Rebel Blue Ranch series, excuse me. It says, a haunted small-town romance unfolds when Collins Cartwright reluctantly returns to Sweetwater Peak, Wyoming to help save her family's antique shop. While hiding her own troubles and the sudden silence of the ghosts who've always surrounded her, she rents a room from the newcomer Brady Cooper, who insists he's in town for a fresh start, but may be running from his own past. As Collins and Brady grow closer, the meddling spirits in the house push them together, forcing both to question whether their temporary arrangement might turn into something lasting. Yeah, I have a feeling that this is going to be fast-paced, and I'm intrigued. I don't know if this is going to be another series, but I loved Lila Sage's writing. I love her as a person outside. Like, I love her Instagram. She seems very down-to-earth, so I would love to get to this. We have Mate by Ali Hazelwood. This comes out October 7th. And let me just tell you, Bride right here, like, why was that a 5-star? Like, Ali Hazelwood, she put crack in that book. I loved it. I was like, hee hee, giggling, kicking my feet. Everyone said that the whole nodding thing was like very outlandish, unnecessary, but like, I didn't really care for it. I kind of just like went right past it because I loved it, and I'm excited to continue this world, I guess. It follows Serena and Cohen, which I don't remember who they are in this book, so I might have to do a reread, but I'm not mad about that. It says a human hybrid and an alpha werewolf claw against the bonds of fate in the highly anticipated companion to Bride. So I love it. I hope we get a little glimpse of Misery and Low in Mate. So very, very intrigued to see that. I'm also curious because I read A Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. I did not care for it, so I'm hoping that I care for this book. Then we have Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. This also releases on October 7th, and I believe this is her first adult romance fantasy romance series. So it says Holland St. James always believed magic was real, but when a local legend known as the Watchman tells her she'll die within 24 hours unless she finds the I don't know how to say that. Alchemical. I don't know. Alchemical heart. Her world turns upside down, thrown into a hidden realm of magic beneath Los Angeles. She's forced to race against time alongside a mysterious stranger who claims her sister sent him. But with lies and secrets at every turn, Holland must decide who to trust before midnight claims her life. So high stakes, maybe forced proximity on this journey. It sounds like an urban kind of situation. Because there's Los Angeles in there, but I don't know. I liked Once Upon a Broken Heart. I didn't read the whole Caraval trilogy. I just didn't really think it was for me. So I'm excited to read another Stephanie Garber book. This one I'm so excited for. Oh my god, The Starling House right here. Again, I'm just going to pull books if they're right next to me. The Starling House by Alex E. Harlow. Oh my god, what a good standalone. I really, really loved it. I mean, I have like so many freaking like underlines in this book. Like, I was obsessed with it. Hold on, what is this? Literally, hold on. I have, yo, what? Yeah, I like annotated this book and I never do that. So I am very excited that she came out with another book. It's called Everlasting. It comes out October 28th, and it says, comes a moving and genre-defying adventure through time as a reluctant lady knight and a not-so-heroic historian will fight through time and space to rewrite tragic fates and finally reveal the truths hidden beneath the greatest legends ever told. I'm sorry, a freaking lady knight and a historian? Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. And I loved Alex E. Harlow's writing. Then the last two books come out in November. We have Break Wide the Sea by Sarah Holland. This comes out November 11th, and this one sounds amazing. It says a young woman cursed with a fatal heartbreak-induced sickness must race against time to find a cure to protect her family legacy from the ancient Finn folk that would destroy it, the fiance that would kill her for it, and the boy who would love her even if she forsook it. Now, I don't know what forsook means. Abandon. I don't know. Sounds like it's going to be a little heart-wrenching, but yeah, I don't know. It's I think a debut novel for Sarah Holland, and I got denied on NetGalley for it, so I guess I just have to wait for it to be published. And then this last one, I actually do have the arc for it. Very exciting, is I, Medusa by Ayanna Gray. This comes out November 18th, so right before my birthday. It says, from New York Times bestselling author Ayanna Gray, I don't know, hopefully I'm saying her name right, comes a new kind of villain origin story, reimagining one of the most iconic monsters in Greek mythology as a provocative and powerful young heroine. I don't know, guys, okay? I'm just trying my best. But those are all 11 books that are on here that I would like to read. I am also horrible at reading out loud, so I apologize. But that concludes my entire anticipated physical TBR and up and coming fall TBR. I'm so excited. If you have any video ideas, again, if you've read any of these, I'm kind of slow to a lot of them, but if you've read any of these, please comment down below which books I need to prioritize ASAP. And I would love to also hear what are some books that you are looking forward to in this fall season. And again, thank you so much for being here, spending part of your day with me. I hope your beverage or your snack or your read is going really well. And I hope to see you guys in my next video very soon.